Hey, Milo here. Anyways, so there was a video that I posted back in 2019 where I drew this. I would have been only 18 years old at the time, and honestly, I was really overcritical of this drawing, but now as a older adult, okay, I say older adult as if 24 counts as that, I have actually really come to like it, so I am re-uploading that here. I haven't edited this video at all aside from this intro, a little bit of a denoise throughout the whole thing because I didn't know how to do that at the time, and then just the outro at the end. So I hope you guys enjoy. Hello to the maybe 5 people who actually watch this. So basically, I need a little more practice drawing. I used to be pretty good at drawing. I was able to draw things like this right here. But I haven't really drawn much in probably maybe a year and a half. And I'm trying to get back into drawing, so I need to practice more. And a really good way to do that, I thought, would be to do a Draw This in Your Style challenge. So basically, what Draw This in Your Style is when an artist posts a picture of their own art and then hashtags it, hashtag Draw This in Your Style. And, okay, can you please not jingle that? And then other artists will go ahead and either make a very similar drawing to it, or they'll tweak a lot of different things to it, and basically just, draw the painting in their style. So for this one, I am going to do a drawing that was posted by Brian Serway. It's this little skull apple looking thing with water dripping off of it. It's little, I believe it's a pencil drawing, and yeah. Let's get into the video. Okay, so first I start out by sketching out the 3 basic shapes that I see, which is this ball and the little oval and that weird triangle looking thing. Then I start adding in a few extra details around the edge and figure out where the eyes are. Then I kind of just spend the rest of this time tweaking and figuring out where everything is supposed to be and whatnot. Then I just block out where there's a little bit of shading in the eyes and on the skull and stuff like that. Then I kind of just finish up the smaller details. I really feel like I should have spent longer on the sketching. Honestly, it probably took me less than 10 minutes to finish the sketch, and I really should have put more detail into it. But anyways, now I start with the paint. I start by mixing some red and green together to get kind of a little bit of a darker undertone, because there's a bit of a shading at the bottom there. I'm going to go and block in where all the red will be on the apple. Then I go in with a smaller brush to kind of go and get little finer lines and details. And now I'm starting on the skull. I usually start with the darkest portion of the skull, in the eye sockets and in that little nose thing. I have no idea what it's called. I'm really still thinking I should have spent way more time on this. I was kind of excited when I started drawing this, and then just rushed through it. Since I haven't been drawing much lately, I've pretty much lost all patience with drawing. I used to be able to spend hours on a drawing, and now I kind of get burned out after I don't know, an hour or two. But yeah. So now that I've gone in with a kind of light gray tone on the rest of the skull, I now go in and add extra shading and stuff like that. So that I can give it more of a full range of value Basically that means like going from like the darkest value, like black, to all the way to white. I also kind of like mix a little bit of like just a dab of red and like a tiny bit um, of like a light brown color into the black, so that it like like the color kind of like I don't know, like I guess they call it like speaks to the colors in the rest of the apple. I've heard other artists like describe it as being like a conversation between the colors. Like you want to have like maybe one fully saturated color, and then like the rest of the colors should have more grays in them to be a lot more subdued. But it's also like good to like uh yeah, it's also good to like go ahead and have the same color like somewhere else in the drawing, just like a bit more like less noticeable, you know. But yeah. And at this point in the drawing process, I noticed that the drawing was kind of looking a bit like alien-esque, like something about it just wasn't quite right. I kind of kept on trying to figure it out, but while I was drawing right now, like it just wasn't coming to me. So after I added like a little bit more black around the edge, I eventually like kind of took a little bit of a break so that I could like come back to it in like a few hours and then figure out what in the world was wrong with the drawing. Eventually, I kind of just figured out that, yeah, after I left for a little bit and then came back, I realized that the apple looked way too round. Like, it is fairly round in the original drawing, but for some reason on my drawing it didn't look right. And also, like, the nose area, I still don't remember what it's called, but it looked too small, which is probably why it looked kind of like an alien. Like, it made the eyes look larger that way. And also, the left eye is like a lot smaller, like eye socket is a lot smaller than the right one. So after I came back, I went ahead and like fixed around some of the areas, made the apple have kind of like these little points on the top, and just fixed out the sizing and everything. See, this is what happens when you rush something. You have to fix it afterwards. That's a nice thing about painting though, because like if I did this in pencil, it would be really difficult to fix all the proportions. But with paint, I can just like go over the same spot, and then like no one will notice most of the time. And I used to really want to draw like anime and stuff, but I can never get the inking down. Like my hands are really messy. Like you can probably tell this is a fairly messy drawing in the first place. I don't know. I don't seem to have my own style just yet. The only style I seem to have is just being like really sketchy and scratchy, which some people say looks kind of cool, but I would also like to know how to draw smoother. It's like I feel like style should be a choice. So it's like if I don't know how to do something and I'm only drawing that way because I don't know how to do it, I feel like I should probably like learn how to do the thing even if I never plan on drawing that way again. Also on that like little edge over there, I noticed I made the black line way too thick, so I went over it with a little bit of white there to kind of make it a little thinner. Again, this is why I'm not good at inking. I always make lines too thick or too thin or just like really wobbly. Now I do plan on doing Inktober this year. I also plan on like posting it. I'm not sure if I'm going to post a video like every day or if I'll just like add a couple of them together. Like I'll do like a drawing, like 2 drawings or 3 drawings, and then like add them all together and then do the voiceover like that way. But yeah, I've never actually done Inktober before or celebrated Halloween for like some like weird family reasons that I'd rather not get into right now. But yeah, I'm kind of excited this year because I'm going to do it. Now back to the drawing, I'm just kind of like painting over some of the little like water drips that are coming off of it. I don't really like how I did them, but, you know, again, I was rushing. I probably spent a total of like 2.5 hours on this. Some of the drawings I would do when I was in school, like there was one that I actually took, I think, about maybe 18 hours on. It was, and like, I mean, like, I did that 18 hours in one day. It's like I have this bad habit of drawing a bunch in one day and then not drawing much for like several weeks to a month afterwards. And like, yeah, my teacher would always get on me about it. She was a really good teacher though. It was kind of funny though because like in my class, like everyone in the class took absolutely forever to finish a project. Like we could spend like over 9 weeks on a project. It was kind of like this little special arts program kind of thing. I have no idea why they accepted me because like the art I submitted was beyond awful, and everyone else was amazingly talented right away. But I guess like they like decided to just like teach me and stuff. Well, maybe at some point I can like pull out some of my old drawings and then show them to y'all. Very few of y'all who will actually see this, of course. Yeah, and here I'm just kind of like painting in where the little bite on the apple was. This part really frustrated me because I couldn't quite understand the shapes inside of it. Yeah, the original artist's drawing I think looks a lot better than mine, but they clearly are a professional and like post tons of drawings and everything, and I am just lazy. Lazy AF. I'm trying to get less lazy lately. Like I've been trying to like keep a to-do list and stuff, but YouTube keeps sucking me in, and I keep watching YouTube. Which is why I'm now making videos instead, so that like instead of watching so many videos, I can go ahead and like actually like just do something productive. Also on the apple, I added a it's kind of like a mixture of like red, green, and a little bit of black. I just kind of put it around the edges as like a very light outline. Like in real life, objects don't really have outlines, which is what my teacher told me many times, but I really like outlining stuff. I don't know why, but I can't seem to get the edges sharp enough. But this is why I didn't like use straight up black this time on the outline of the apple, because it kind of gives it a little more of a realistic look. Although I'm not really sure this thing looks really realistic in the first place. Also around this area, just kind of like, I tried to add like these little water droplets that were on there, but they really didn't turn out right. They kind of confused me because I'm not used to drawing water. Although at this point, like, I decided to go in with like a pencil and kind of like sharpen up some spots and whatnot. We try and get the little water droplets to look a little more right. And there were also some things I just like kind of couldn't really get right with the like little small, very small lines that I couldn't get right with the paintbrush. Trying to get it look just a little more realistic. But I think it has kind of a bit of a cartoony look to it. Not intentional. Again, what happens when you rush? When I do Inktober videos, I'm going to like probably not spend a whole lot of time on each one, but after that I plan on spending longer on each drawing just so I can, or at least maybe learning to draw faster. But yeah, after I finish up a few little extra details on here, sharpening some lines and adding a little bit of shading, a little extra shading to the apple, I think that I'm just about done. So here's the final product. Okay, so that was a lot more difficult than I expected it to be at first. I saw this and thought it would be easy because I had drawn skulls before and I'd drawn apples before, but something about like mixing them together just like completely like
mess with my head. And but yeah. But anyways, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe, and I'm also going to link the original artist post in the description, so you can go ahead and check them out. I will also link my own Instagram in the description. If you could give me a follow, that would be greatly appreciated. You could maybe bring my whole 11 followers up to like maybe like 12. Wouldn't that be awesome? Anyways, hope y'all have a great night.
But yeah, I definitely feel like my speaking skills have come a long way since then. Yeah, but I really enjoy this drawing now. I am quite proud of it. Unfortunately, I don't have the physical painting in my hands anymore, but you know, I do have it saved and I wanted to share with you guys. So I hope you enjoyed. If you did, then like and subscribe. Bye.